Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the trending contracts. And today's contract, Muffin Massacre, set in Whittleton Creek. And the contract ID is up on the screen for anyone who wishes to have a go, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of Rafnakur. I think I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I butchered that. So today's briefing, well, there isn't one, so we're going to say that the Muffin Lady and her cohorts are up to no good and must be eliminated. So for this challenge, we have opted to bring with us today a ICA micro remote explosive, our ever trusty lockpick, and a silenced pistol. Now, as we have done this particular challenge before, but under another name, it is quite a popular 5 targets for Whittleton Creek, I have opted to give myself one extra little stipulation. All targets must be blown up. So we are going to eliminate all 5 targets in explosions. So right from the start and off the bat, we require a couple of items. The first of which will be a wrench, which we will find at Nolan Cassidy's garage. So we're going to run straight there, straight into the garage, grab the wrench and straight back out before anyone sees you. From there we're going to make our way over to the house for sale, and we're going to make our way past that house. We will go in there eventually. We're going to go in through a window, not the door. We're heading for the creek shed, which is just over by the creek, aka the river as I would call it. And in the shed here, we're again going to go in via the window because the door will be locked. We will find a propane cylinder. So we're going to take that cylinder and we're going to place that in our briefcase after first removing the micro explosive, which I forgot to do. And I've currently forgotten how to remove it. So there we go. So we're going to put the remote explosive in our pocket and place the propane cylinder in the briefcase. And that is the first of 2 propane cylinders we require. So once we have our first propane cylinder, we are now going to approach the rear of the house for sale. And if it lets me, I'm going to jump over the fence. There we go. And in through the bathroom window, which is just up on the back porch here. Now in here there is one engineer, and he probably doesn't have his back to us, although he does today. We're going to make our way through the kitchen area and retrieve the second propane cylinder before exiting the building via the front door. So we now have everything we need. So it's time to move on to our targets, and the first of which is at the Wilson's garden party, and he is currently up in a room entirely on his own on the first floor. So we're just going to make our way straight up, top of the stairs, door on our left. We're just going to throw our propane cylinder straight at the target. Doesn't matter if he sees us, it will be the last thing he ever does see. So we're just going to take a couple of shots, blow up the propane cylinder, and that is target number 1 down and out. So from here we're going to exit the Wilson's house as quickly as we can before anyone arrives and finds the body, namely a disguised bodyguard of some sort. And we're now going to make our way over to the muffin stand back near the start of the level. And over here we're going to have to do a little bit of running around. There was a bit of a skip there, but we're just going to make our way behind the muffin stand here and place our second propane cylinder from our briefcase just by the server there. Now we need to get rid of the estate agent. So what we're going to do is we're going to feed him muffins until he gets bored and goes away. Now usually this will take no more really than 3 muffins. but for some reason whilst recording, this gentleman managed to munch his way through 6 muffins that I provide, plus at least 3 muffins that the server provides as well. That's a grand total of around 9 muffins. But eventually he does get bored and moves away. So all we have to do now is make our way into the bushes behind the server, which we have done because I was expecting the estate agent to leave 5 minutes ago. And we're just going to wait for the conversation between the server and the young lady to play out. She will then turn around and walk away towards a bench, and while she has her back to us, we can then pull out our silenced pistol, which we already have done, and we can then take 2 shots at the propane cylinder. So the young lady has now moved away, so we can line up our shot and take out the server and also the muffin stand while we're at it. So 2 targets down, 3 to go, and our next target is the young lady by the muffin van. So we're going to select our micro explosive, make our way round to the far side of the van, place our explosive on the van, make our way a safe distance but also able still to see the explosion. And about here in the middle of the road should do. We're going to select our detonator, and when the young lady by the van approaches the van itself, she will basically stand next to the van with a clipboard, and we can then trigger the explosion and take out our 3rd target with our 3rd explosion. Something like this. There we go. So 3 down, 2 to go, and our last 2 targets are in Mrs. West's house. That is the muffin lady and her son, I believe. So we're going to immediately vault over the garden fence and down into the basement. We're going to lockpick our way into the basement, and down here we are going to make our way through the basement and up into the house proper. Now, because we've just set off 3 explosions in relatively close proximity, I'm just going to use instinct to see if there's any panic in this area, which there isn't. So we're going to quickly select our wrench and walk up to Mrs. West and her son and quickly render them both unconscious. Again, it doesn't matter if they see us. We're going to drag them both over towards the cooker here. There we go. So Mrs. West up by the cooker and young Mr. West up by the cooker as well. We're then going to start a gas leak with our wrench and move a safe distance away towards the garage door would be preferable. We're going to select our silenced pistol, make sure that we're not stood in the way so that we can see clearly, and we're going to take a shot at the cooker. And then we're going to take a shot at the cooker. There we go. So second one was the charm, and that is 5 targets down in 4 explosions. So all that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and we are going to exit via the garage as all the commotion is around the back of the house, and we are going to head for the bus stop exit, or you can take the bridge exit, but the bus stop is the closer of the 2 safest exits available. So there we go, 1 more trending contract taken care of, and that was quite a fun one, adding my own little stipulation at the end there, or at the beginning should I say. So I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.